All right, this is a July 16th garden tour. So here out in this front couple rows, we got all kinds of different varieties of peppers. We got this super chili that's starting to turn red. Um, but this is a predominantly tomato-based garden, so tomatoes and peppers. Got some leeks back here that are doing well. I'm gonna have to read up on when I'm supposed to harvest those. Um, Out here in the front, we got San Marzano tomatoes. Lots of big green fruit on this one. These plants are just going nuts. Gonna have to figure out how to manage these here soon. I got a cage over each one, but they are outgrowing their cage. Um, Coming back over here, we got a couple tomatillo plants that are putting off a lot of fruit, continuing to go upward. And judging by the flowers we got going here, I think there's going to be a ton of that. So a lot of roasted salsa verde in our future. So back here, we've got cherry tomatoes. We've got, I think these are the Beefmaster tomatoes. You can see those are coming in pretty good. Got a lot of flowers going. Got a couple big tomatoes on there. The cherry's doing really well. Grape tomato plant. We got some red ones coming in. These grape tomatoes are just going crazy. The size of the plant. The Better Buy fruiting. Black cherry tomato fruiting all the way up. Got one here. It's starting to turn red. Looking forward to that. Then, I'm sorry, that was the Big Daddy over there. These are the Better Buys. The Better Buy variety. Putting on some really nice heavy looking fruit. So lots of tomatoes going on. And then up here and over there on that end, I put a couple hanging zinnia baskets and one here in the middle to attract pollinators. Planted some singles of zinnias in the other bed. So before I go to the other bed, there's the zucchini I picked this morning. Got 4 or 5 zucchinis out of here. I planted some Swiss chard seeds a couple weekends ago, and those are starting to come up, so that's pretty exciting. This is going to all be Swiss chard. Probably going to have anywhere from 4 to 6 nice big plants. So coming over to the other bed, this is kind of the squash bed. I got 2 eggplants growing right here. I got a watermelon back in the corner. That started off really slow, but it's starting to finally take and grow up the cattle panel. I got a zucchini, which I thought was a pickling cucumber when I bought it. It turns out it's a zucchini. Pickling cucumber in the middle, and I'll walk around the back side and show you how that's fruiting. Habaneros and jalapenos here. Put some zinnias in here where I had some room to attract the pollinators. The pollinators are finding these squash flowers. There's a bunch of bees flying around in there right now, which is exactly what we wanted to have happen. We got a Hungarian sweet pepper, 3 of those growing here. So I think the plant that might be doing the best right now is this butternut squash, and I'm gonna have to build my panel up here because it's already about, I don't know, foot and a half above the panel. Once they start getting fruit on it, we're gonna need some support, and I do see a couple little fruit growing from that. Here on the back side, I've got a couple nice butternut squashes going. I see another little one forming here, another little one forming there. So it looks like this thing's fruiting up high, which is why I got to get some more support up here. I got the acorns going. They're doing a pretty good job of not bushing out, but kind of trying to go a little bit vertical. Going to be interesting to see how these ultimately end up really maturing. I've got one acorn squash back in there. This plant had one on it earlier that died off. So I don't know, we'll see about the acorns. One thing I might have did was when I planted these seedlings, I had 2 plants growing right next to each other. So next year I might definitely be trying to separate those a little bit. So I actually have 4 acorn squash plants right here. Same story with the zucchini. I thought I was planting one But turns out I got 2 zucchini plants, and I've been working to tie this to the cattle panel to try to keep it going up. Harvested a few zucchinis off of this plant already. Back here I got my pickling cucumber. You can see that this is a vine growing variety. Doing a great job of finding the cattle panel. Definitely got some cucumbers that are going to be really close to being ready to pick. There's my other zucchini plant, and then there's the watermelon plant. It's finally starting to vine out a little bit and find this cattle panel, so pretty pleased. I think we're about 7 weeks since I planted the garden. Everything's growing pretty good so far. Only issue I had was the deer found the tomatoes about 3-4 weeks ago. Found a liquid fence spray that I've been spraying around that seemed to help. I haven't had any more critters come in to my knowledge, so so far so good with the 2021 garden.